Hi everybody, this is Lindsay from Winding Road Crochet, and today I'm going to show you 2 different ways to make a striped scrunchie. If you like the tutorial, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You can also find me on Instagram and Facebook. So for this tutorial, you're going to need some yarn. I am using worsted weight size 4 yarn. You're going to need a crochet hook. I am using a size J, but a lot of different sizes will actually work for this. And then you're going to need some hair ties, and some scissors and a needle to weave in your ends. So to start, you're just going to make a slip knot and put in your hook. And then what we're going to do is we're going to work single crochets directly onto our hair tie. So going in the center of your hair tie, pull up a yarn, and then yarn over and pull through the 2 loops on the hook just like it's a single crochet. And then do this again and continue doing this all the way around your hair tie. The idea is to get a complete coverage on your hair tie without having them overly smushed together. For this sample here, I worked a total of 35 single crochet all the way around. So once this row is complete, I'm actually going to change my color in the very last stitch. To do this, all you have to do is make the last yarn over of your single crochet, yarn over with a new color. There you go, and then your next color will be that new color that you've added. I like doing this stripe because it helps me know where the end of my row is. So for row 2, all we're going to do is work 3, yes I said 3, single crochet into each stitch. It's going to take a while, but this is what's going to make our scrunchie really ruffly. So 1, 2, and 3 into this first stitch, and then make sure you're in the second stitch, and we're going to work another 3, and then just continue doing this all the way around. So I'm at the end of row 2, just working into the very last stitch. I'll work the 3 single crochet. And then in the very last single crochet, again, I'm going to change my color. And this time I'm changing it back to the dark blue. And again, just changing colors as you do the stripes, it helps you keep your place knowing where your first stitch is, as well as it's just a really great way to use up yarn scraps this way. So all we're going to do for round 3 is just to single crochet 1 single crochet into every single stitch. Because you can see how round 2 made everything nice and wavy, just like we want a scrunchie to be. So now we just have to add some length to it. So row 3, 4, 5, and 6, you are just going to single crochet in each stitch all the way around. So I've actually worked 2 rows here. I decided to do 2 in the blue, and now I'm going to switch on over to yellow. And you can work a total of 5 rounds or 6 rounds or as many rounds as you want. That is completely up to you. But after changing over to the yellow, I'm just again going to single crochet in every stitch around. So I decided to make this yellow round my last round. So when I reach the end of the round, all I'm going to do is in my next round, I'm just going to slip stitch twice to the first 2 stitches. And then I will just fasten off, which I've already done, pull it through to create a knot. And now we have a pretty striped scrunchie, and I'm just going to weave in my ends, and this scrunchie is completely done. So here we're going to make scrunchie number 2. All we're going to do is make a slip knot, and then we're going to chain 15. So we're actually working this scrunchie by itself, and then I'll show you how to put it on to the rubber band. So once you're done with your chain, we're going to single crochet into the second chain from the hook and in every chain across. So you'll have a total of 14 stitches, but if you're 1 or 2 off, it's not really a huge deal. So when you reach the end of the row, you're just going to chain 1 and turn and single crochet in every stitch across. You want to continue repeating row 2 until you have a total of 54 rows, or that your piece is roughly 18 inches in length. So once your piece is long enough, you're going to leave yourself a nice long end, yarn over and pull your end all the way through after cutting your thread. And then you're going to thread that yarn right onto a needle. There we go. Take your two ends, place them together, and then just whip stitch them together real quick. So once you're done whip stitching it all together, just take your end and weave it into some of the stitches to secure it. I always like to weave it in at least 3 times. It typically makes your end nice and secure. And then we'll clip this off and weave in our other side and get ready to attach this to our hairband. So now that we have a nice tube, we're going to kind of crunch it all together so that we can fit our hairband around it. And then we're going to take our sides, the longer sides, and fold them together. Just in one spot, don't worry about the rest of it. And from here, I'm going to grab my hook and my new yarn, and I'm going to push it through one of the sides of the stitches on each side. So we're working into the side of the rows. I'm going to yarn over with a new color of yarn and pull through both of those rows. I'm going to chain up 1, and then still working through both rows, I am going to single crochet into each set of rows all the way around. Remember, we're going into the side of the rows, going in from one side and then the other, pick up our yarn and finish our single crochet. And we're simply going to do all of this all the way around to create our scrunchie. So once you've done that all the way around and we reach the end, you're just going to slip stitch into the very first single crochet and fasten off. And there you have it. There you have a nice bulky scrunchie. You could have absolutely worked the long piece in stripes if you liked. That would have been really, really cute, but I kept it a solid color. Once you fasten off and weave in your ends, your scrunchie is done. So I really hope you liked the tutorial. Make sure to check out my other crochet tutorials and be happy crocheting.